Stars, the blinds are saying that as part of the deal, the exec was required to create music that would target and influence African American culture, specifically children. That's why this Smexy artist became a star overnight. Follow the money, and it will lead you to an investment group with its hands in banking, politics, and entertainment. They're spending millions on her message. Yes, she's so visible. NFL games, all these, very hooky, very appealing. The mechanics of her songs are irresistible, right? You put the message aside, they're club bangers. But what is the inspiration? What is the target audience? Why, how, etc. Now, on a separate and unrelated tip, there is an executive, right? Very interesting man, profiled in Billboard. With Gamma, Larry Jackson is putting $1 billion to work for Black culture. Does for Black culture mean in service of Black culture or targeting Black culture? You be the judge. Billboard's R&B Hip Hop Executive of the Year has translated a lifetime in the industry into business gold. He's just able to bring things to life, says Travis Scott. In February, TikTok's 1 billion plus users received an unexpected gift for Valentine's Day, exclusive access to the catalog of one of hip-hop's most revered labels, Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg had purchased the catalog in 2022 and pulled it from streaming services, so the only place to hear tracks from Snoop's classic Doggy Style or Tupac's 10 times platinum All Eyes on Me was TikTok. This partnership, as unusual as it was savvy, was the handiwork of veteran music executive Larry Jackson, 42, who seized the attention of the industry this year when he launched his entertainment company, Gamma. That's with a lowercase g. And yes, that is a letter of the Greek alphabet that was used to name a certain kind of energy or light ray. Gamma ray. We know the talk from sci-fi. Backed by $1 billion in financing and focused on putting that capital to work, in particular and acutely on Black culture, Jackson has created a deep-pocketed alternative to the major labels. His TikTok gambit paid off, showing a younger generation that knows Snoop only from Corona commercials, why the rapper and Gamma investor is a national treasure. Gin and Juice went viral. Who Am I, What's My Name went viral, Jackson says. We were able to have 3 hits on social media before we put the catalog back on streaming services in March. Aligning with Death Row for a long-term distribution deal was one of Gamma's first public moves. Its roster has since grown to include established stars like Usher, whose long-awaited next album is coming very soon, Rick Ross, and French Montana. 2 new singles on the way. Why does French Montana have a career? Please sing me or rap me one French Montana song. Not a feature, a song. Please, help me understand. On top of that, Gamma works with the promising newcomers Smexy Red, who appeared on the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time in June with the gleefully raunchy Pound Town 2. And October London, who is rising inside the top 10 on Billboard's adult R&B airplay chart with the suave Marvin Gaye homage, Back to Your Place. Who? Funded primarily by Todd Bowley's Eldridge Industries, a stakeholder in Billboard parent company PMC as well. Gamma has also acquired music technology company Vidya, which Jackson boasts is the fastest growing distribution service in the business. And it has a sibling-like relationship with A24, the hottest motion picture studio right now. They made everything everywhere all at once. In addition, Gamma's tendrils extend into podcasting. It's developing projects with Angelica Nwandu, founder of The Shade Room. Apparently they have some kind of relationship to T.D. Jakes in the Potter's House. That's what the streets are saying. And Jackson says Ross will be involved in a podcast later this year. Ricky Rose with a podcast. Wow. And the lucrative world of high-end brand deals. Jackson is the U.S. ambassador for Cartier. Wow. He is the U.S. ambassador for Cartier? I didn't know. When did this happen? Have I seen any photos? Larry Jackson, I feel like I've never heard of you or seen you until today. What LJ is doing is a new way of thinking about things, says Travis Scott, who has known Jackson for around a decade. I love that he is opening up ways for an artist to come in and really elevate. And it's more than just music. Oh, do tell, Travis Scott. Travis Scott, don't you have some issues of the lawsuit stripe that have yet to be settled, or am I misremembering? Did Kylie make all that go away? Anyway, Jackson is going to disrupt how people do things, says Harvey Mason Jr., CEO of the Recording Academy, who started working with the Gamma Boss in the early 2000s as part of R&B songwriter-producer team The Underdogs. Quote, creatives, we're weird people, but he knows how to get the best out of us. That's one of his superpowers. But then he can also do deals, structure agreements, really see trends and what is going to be next. He was built for this. Clive Davis, that name again. Maybe they need to replace certain moguls that have, maybe a few too many miles and a few too many shabby scandals on their back right about now. Clive Davis, who hired Jackson at J Records when Jackson was still a teenager. Another teenager. Another intern-aged brother. Hired by Clive Davis. Wow, we've never seen or heard of this before. Surprise? Or not? Who hired Jackson at J Records when Jackson was still a teenager, adds that his former mentee, a mentee, is also financially positioned to compete for any prominent deal. Oh, how'd that happen? I wonder, who do you think bankrolled Brother Man? Let me read that again. Clive Davis, who hired Jackson at J Records when Jackson was still a teenager. Does that mean 1819 or 1617? Do we know anything about this Jackson? Did he go to college? Where'd he go? HBCU? What's up? Adds that his former mentee is also financially positioned to compete for any prominent deal. Whether it's artist signings or companies to be acquired, he delivered a capitalization that enables him to start like a major label. Unquote. That's cool. Seems rather magical. Another young brother just so talented, plucked from obscurity, capitalized to that level. I certainly hope what the article claims is true and that there's not, other facts that we might see come out the woodworks. Anyway, Jackson's origin story seems cribbed from the script of Almost Famous, except his Rolling Stone was the Bay Area radio station KMEL, where he started hanging out by age 11. By the time he was 16, he was assistant music director. 16, huh? Don't you need papers to work at 16? Curious. Quote, he was relentlessly dedicated, recalls Joey Arbaji, a longtime major label A&R executive who was then program director at the station. Wow, Jackson helped select tracks to put into rotation. Is this like some kind of, Nickelodeon or Disney recruiting program for young talent just to step on the scene and get into grown-up jobs with actual grown-ups? Wow, sounds like a plot of a kids channel sitcom, don't it?